Hello, my dear Gemini. This is your love and spirituality reading for the time between September 16 and September 30, 2017, with me, Queen of Cups Tarot. If you would like to have a personal reading with me, you can contact me at my email in the description box below the video. So, I used the Mary L Tarot with Mary White, and I have already shuffled your cards. I do a shorter 9-card mid-month reading for you, and will come back with the longer 15-card reading for the beginning of the month, where I also use a smaller deck, probably the Legacy of the Divine Tarot, but I might go on and change that when I find a replacement, a deck that's equally good. So I will just tune in for a few seconds and then start the read for you. So, my dear Gemini, the first card for you is Three of Swords. Three of Swords is some heartbreak of some sort. We can see it's a white dove here trying to sort out those three swords. So it's a lot with healing here. It's pointing towards healing of an old trauma, trying to give attention to each one of those significant events and see what they meant for you. Why did this pain come? Why did this hurt come? What happened? To look in retrospection, go through events that has been hurtful. It's not dwelling on the old, if you're not going back just to get the kicks of the old pain, but to really familiarize yourself with what really happened, and also like look what you would have want to do when you look in the hindsight mirror, because when you're actually in the situation, you can't blame yourself for not taking the exact right decision, because we're going into our lives with no map and no compass, and our actions, what they will come, like what kind of outcome they will give, the actions that you take, you can't really foresee that, so you can't blame yourself for mistakes that have been done, but you can learn from them. And this is why we are here, to learn from our mistakes, to learn from our experience. We are not here to be perfect and do perfect things. If we were, we would be given a little bit more information, but we are not. And even if I'm in the business of making forecasts, I know that certain secrets are being held. So they don't want you, the divine doesn't want you to be too sure, or your soul doesn't want you to be too sure. This is an adventure, but it's also a challenge. So it's very good to go back into situation that hurt you, to see what happened. Why was the different people acting the way they did? What did you do? And in retrospection, what would you have liked to do? Because with the Three of Swords, when we have a wound like this, it usually repeats itself, the situation that gives you the wound. One cause to the repetition is that it's the karma, and it will come back until you find a solution how to deal with this situation, not as a punishment, but as an experience. You are like God here to experience yourself. Your big soul is here to experience itself in a life. So that is one cause, to actually have the experience. But another part of it is to live without fear. Whenever you have a fear somewhere, it's like you're drawn to those situations that fill you up with fear, until you are not fearful of them again. It's like playing car accident over and over again until it doesn't have any emotional meaning to you, like a little child crashing the cars like this, and because they have been through a car crash, and they are playing this over and over again until it loses its spell, and there's no trauma anymore. So grown-ups are doing things in different way. Usually it's like, well, we should never ever talk about that again. and that is sealing the wound. Like it's there, it's still there, but it's not healed, and we don't just talk about it. But this dove, it wants to talk about it. It wants to see it through. It wants to see why it hurts. And when you have got used to the idea of pain being there and having information for you, you are able to understand the gift of any challenge that comes along, and you will take that message with you. It's almost like I'm seeing a letter here. It's a letter for you with your pain. It wants to tell you something, and fear wants to tell you something too. Go header, find me out, find out what I'm made of. Why am I scaring you? And eventually you won't be scared anymore. So a situation that might have been like really controlling you before, like being rejected, for example, it might not it might not trigger you at all a year later when you have actually faced those fears. So anyone who's rejecting you, you will be like, well, that person wasn't for me, and they were not that into me, and I'm okay with it. I will find someone that's into me, and I will get this. It's no problem. It's only your mind making it into a problem. And when you are losing the fear, you're losing the problem. Okay, like accepting whatever is. So with the Three of Swords, it's a lot of information. It's like a message for you, wants to be read, and it's in your past here. And the next card is the Tower. So the Tower is kind of the wall that you have built around this pain or this old trauma. You didn't want it to come out and infest the rest of your life, but here it just crumbles. It's gone. The wall that you have built to protect yourself from seeing this trauma is gone. So that's good news. Maybe not for you or your ego. Maybe it will feel very scary when you feel the walls are crumbling down like this, because this was your old survival skill. But in fact, you don't need it anymore. You're much more brave now. You are not afraid of just frequencies and vibration, which is what feelings is. If you stay with the most uncomfortable feeling you have in your body right now, and just stay with it, just feel it for a little bit, and you will see it might be like a tension on a tear, or a warm or hot sensation, or a stabbing sensation, or something. If you just stay with it, you will see that it's not doing you anything. It's just giving you information. I'm hurt here. There's pain here. It's like a warning light going off, and you have been like, well, I don't want to see that warning light, please shut it off. And now whatever thing you have put before that warning light is falling, so you will be able to see it. The letter of hurt that has been done to you, or that you have inside of you, and that needs attention. It's like if you have a car. You have a car, you don't want to have problems with the car, but one day when you start the engine, you see that the oil lamp is shining, and you think, well, that's a problem, and you put a little bit of tape over that lamp, and eventually your car will run out of oil and the whole engine will break down. So this is kind of the tape falling off that warning light, so you will be able to see it and you know, fill in some oil, because this was what the message was about from the beginning. But you didn't want to hear the message because you just felt, wow, that's a problem. I don't want to hear about problems. Like, back it out. And now, well, the problem is still there, even if you ignore it to your dying day. It's still there, and it wants to be seen. And it wants to be healed. It wants to be fixed. You need to fill the oil, take care of your body, take care of your emotions, give yourself attention. Attention is love, attention is healing. So if you just feel whatever painful feeling it is, or getting whatever painful insight, because as I see, this is a letter. It's a dove. They sometimes comes with messages, and I expect this to be a white dove, so it's a message of forgiveness and healing, and maybe someone wants to make connection with you, Maybe you want to make connection with someone, but you didn't realize this up till the moment of the tower when the veil fell. Veil falling is the apocalypse. It's what it's what it's said to be. Illusions falling, and we are in the year 2017, the end of illusions. So this illusion that there was no warning light is gone, and the knowing that comes with this letter is yours. So that's good news. Even if it hurts, it's good news, because hurt, as I said, it's only frequencies, only you can use sound to heal your pain as well. You can sound your voice in a way that feels comfortable, because it will probably match your pain perfectly, and it's a healing tone. So if you hear your neighbors howling to the moon at night, you don't have to fear. They are just trying to heal themselves. And here comes a beautiful, beautiful Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups is coming with forgiveness. It's like your heart's opening and wants to be forgiven, or wants to give forgiveness, or someone is coming to you with an open heart. They have realized something, the veil has fallen, and they come here asking for forgiveness. It's actually watermelon here, even though it looks a little bit bloody, to be honest, but maybe that's just my perception because of the wound here. Yes. So it's bleeding a little bit, but it's also water and sugar. Water is memories. Sugar is something sweet. So this person is coming with something sweet to you. It might be like you just remembering that what you love. Might remembering maybe when the veil is falling, you see that you might actually love someone that hurt you in some way, or that you have hurt someone but you still love them. It might be someone coming to you as well, bearing gifts of understanding and commitment and forgiveness and things like this. Knight of Cups can also be a Pisces person, Cancer or Scorpio coming into your life here. So this is very beautiful. This is someone opening their heart and getting the message, what's inside of there, and not denying this, whatever it is. They want to listen to the message now and heal whatever can be healed. But it's just a prince. So princes can be like a little bit flickety lights. Like sometimes they are like this, and on the other day they are more shy or don't want to show themselves at all. So kings are more stable, but the Knight of Cups, especially when it comes together with the Eight of Wands, is classical for forgiveness. Someone coming and wants to put together the pieces of your broken situation. Someone wants to heal, fix. So that's good news. It's very, very beautiful. And he has an eye in his chest region here. So maybe he sees the situation through his heart, his or her heart. And also there's roots here going down deep. So roots are past, and it might also be like going back with family roots and things like this. So it might be healing going on within a family as well, or someone that's deeply connected in some way. Very, very beautiful. So that was your past, Gemini. Very dramatic summer for you with this display. Okay. So this is the now. This is the second part of September. So this is the August, September, beginning of September, and this is the second part of September. And here we have the moon. So the moon goes rather well together with the Three of Swords. The moon is where we store all the information. It's like the main computer in your car, telling that's kind of recognizing this, that the oil level is too low, and then sending out the warning signal. So it's very, your subconscious is very intelligent, but it's not having the ability to take action on its own warnings. So to not give your pain attention is to like give the driver's seat or the like fixing the problem to a main computer. So it won't be like, it's better if you can do it yourself. It's sometimes the body solves things in very peculiar ways, is what I'm trying to say. If you want to do something or don't want to do something, or if you want to have help but you can't really ask for it, you might break your leg, and in that way you will be getting the help that you want or the attention and love that you want. So this is the body's way, the subconscious way, to fix things like this, instead of you just opening your mouth and saying, well, I want help, I want people around me, I want you to show that you care. So you don't have to break your leg to get this what you want. So the moon is like this. It's detecting things, needs, system failures, things that you are denying for yourself, and it's very clever in that it can calculate things. So it's the moon, so it's like you can't really reach out there and get a logical thing coming. If you want to, for example, know why you have this pain here, you want to just go into your subconscious and kind of ask, okay, so I'm hurt, why, when did this happen, which people were there, what did they say, what did they do, what is the best thing I can do to solve this situation. And the moon will be like not giving you the answers, because you might not remember exactly what date the moon does, but you can't access this. It's like going into a library and not knowing where to look for things, but you will get like the feeling of the situation, because if a trauma, for example, happened when you were a little child and you didn't have your words, you won't with words be able to tell what happens, but you had an emotion, so you will know just by feeling the emotion, you will know kind of what happens, and that's enough. You shouldn't press yourself to try to understand exactly what happened. You can do the best you can. Swords are like using your mind to detect this wound, but with a moon card, something needs to be laid to rest, like accept that you won't know exactly everything, why your pain is in the way it is, because it might be several different explanation. We had the roots here in the Knight of Cups, so it might be cellular memories. It might not even be your pain. It might be the pain of your great grandfather that was through something that he couldn't solve in his time, so it was inherited through the generation, and everyone have felt this pain and no one knew where it came from, but it's stored here in this big main computer, but you won't be able to maybe access it perfectly. Maybe you can go on like doing regression therapy or hypnotic therapy and you will find out, but not everyone have this kind of time and money to spend on each and every little pain that they have, even. And it might be it's your great grandfather's this thing, and then it might be things from your past lives, things from your childhood, things from your school days, your first love, your different friendship. So and maybe there's a pattern of something certain that's going on and hurting you in the same way over and over and over again. So it will be layers upon pain on this same place. But the solution is simple. The solution is attention. Just give the pain attention. It's like a little bit of a shadow here, moonlight shadow. And it just needs to have the attention of your light, because your attention is coming from your soul, from your eye. and when you give this attention to this feeling or vibration or pain, even if you don't know where it comes from, you just give it attention, just feel it. That's healing. So it's as simple as that. You don't need to know all the information, but it can be very good to write down your dreams at this time, and you might get clues, but they will be stored in archetypes. And if you want to go deeper into this, you can learn from Carl Jung, for example. He knows a lot of this stuff, how to, like it's a code book for how to read your subconscious. It's the Akashic records with all the humans' stored knowledge. I imagine it actually to be like being stored in the magnetic field of the Earth. And right now the magnetic field of the Earth is a little bit random, because maybe it's about to shift. It do so like every 750,000 years. So it's not as in the sun, where it does this every 11th year, change the magnetic poles. Not the real pulse, not the physical pulse, but the magnetic pulse. And right now our Earth's magnetic field is a little bit random. So I think that's why people might have a little bit problem sometimes with their memory and things like this. And if our magnetic field on the Earth would be gone, I think our memory would be gone as well, as long as the magnetic field were down. But this is just my perception of things. The truth might be something else. Here we have the Ace of Cups. Ace of Cups is your antenna, your heart. It's like where all those emotions or frequencies are being like downloaded, or it's like the wisdom well, a deep well within you, where you have all those beautiful wisdoms, access to this Akashic Chronicle records. And we have in the old Nordic religion, we have a person named Odin. He sacrificed one of his eye to put down here in the well of wisdom in this thing, so he would be able to always know everything by intuition. So this is what you can do when you put your attention, one eye on your feelings. You will get a lot of information, and you will learn the telepathic language of love, of a feeling, emotions, frequencies, vibrations. So this Ace of Cups is like you purifying your heart region, your stomach region as well. This beautiful parts of your body that's kind of the antenna for things like this. You might have a stomach feeling, or you will get maybe a stab to the heart when someone is doing something to you. That's information. Okay, this was a bad thing, this doesn't feel right, you need to say something, kind of this. So it's just warning you, and you are the one that needs to take action upon this, what the information that you have gotten from your subconscious. And sometimes we don't know. It's just like, it can be like a suspicion of something. There could be a lot of fear here. Maybe you are very afraid to get heartbroken or rejected, or someone will cheat on you or do something else that would hurt you. And these are the fears that you need to face until you kind of not scared of them anymore, because we are here for such a short period of time. Our body is just something that we borrow for this lifetime, and then our eternal soul will go elsewhere. So whatever happens, you won't be able to have a love relationship forever in this state. So if a person would cheat on you, and you will know this, yes, that's a terrible betrayal. But it's like when you come to a certain state, it's like being a little bit stoic. You won't be taking this so bad. You will be more like, okay, so we have a problem. This person maybe doesn't love me in the way that she or he ought to, and we need to talk about it. So why did you do this? What happened? Okay, it was like this. Well, I get the feeling from my subconscious that this need to be the end of our relationship, because this was a serious breach of trust. And I won't be able to find balance again together with you when now I have gotten this information that you could do such a thing towards me. I feel like you are not honoring our relationship enough. I can understand why you did this, but my feedback is that I won't stay with you, and this will be a sacrifice that you will be ready to do. So then there's nothing to fear. The only thing you have to fear is to not be able to love yourself and stand by yourself and protect yourself in these kind of situation. If you would stay and let someone cheat on you over and over and over again, that will be like traumatize yourself over and over in the same place again and again. So that's something to be scared of, not the actual truth. when you know the truth, you can take equally truthful action. But when you don't know, that might be a problem. So sometimes we feel just jealous and we don't know why, or we get scared and we don't know why. But the best advice I can give you is communication, and also to trust yourself. If you're a very jealous person, you might need to want to accept more of that. Okay, so I'm jealous. I can't control, because it's about control. I want to control this person, every move they make, and I won't. So let go of control might get rid of this jealousy, or this suspicion, or this fear. I can't control whatever another person does. It's their free will. I can just do whatever it's best for me, and I can do my very best in this situation, but I can't control the other person. I can't control the universe for what kind of challenge they will bring to me. So to let go of control might get rid of your jealousy, but the parts that you won't get rid of might be your warning system. And then you need to acknowledge this. Well, I'm usually not a jealous type, but when I'm with you, I'm getting jealous. So I guess I don't feel safe and protected in the relationship with you. And I will heed this message, and I will break up our relationship, because I want to be in a relationship where I feel safe and loved and honored, and I don't. So that's how you listen to the feeling in your stomach or your emotional system. You take it seriously. This is what's going to make you happy as well. And if you don't feel happy in your situation, then it's something wants to come and talk with you. And it doesn't have to be that person or that relationship. It might be that the pain comes up in a certain situation for you. Maybe your pain is awakening just in love relationship, and that's not about the other person. That's something within you that needs to be healed. So first give a lot of attention to this and see what's solving by just this self-love that you're bringing to yourself. The next card is Page of Wands, and it comes underneath the Knight of Cups. Page of Wands is messages. Knight of Cups is forgiveness or bringing offerings of love. So it might be that there comes in a message for you, an offering of love of some sort. But the Page of Wands can sometimes be a little bit like they are not staying in a situation that's unbearable. So I think this might be... there's a lot of things I'm seeing here. Like you're going out, you're giving this love to someone, but then you get so scared and you're listening to yourself. So you might leave as soon as you get you go there with forgiveness, and you want to maybe reconcile or offer your love, but the next second you're like, well, I won't sacrifice to no one. But the Page of Wands is a very good girl. She's very connected to the divine through her longing and through her energy, her fire, her passions. So she's very passionate in protecting herself and making her life happy. But she's also very... like she wants to give messages, she wants to communicate, she wants to tell people, and she wants to have like straight answers. So if she doesn't get straight answer and she needs to feel like this, I guess she will be gone. But if she can get straight answers on this, what she's asking, and she will feel that this is the truth, she will stay and work things out, because she has a lot of positive energy, problem solving energy. So it's just that it's like the necessary information needs to be there. And if you don't get it, you will be listening to yourself. If the other person is not communicating, they're just, well, I love you, but they can't explain why things happened in the past or why they did what they did, then you won't listen to they saying that they're sorry, because you don't trust that. Because it doesn't feel right. So you're mostly like loyal to yourself and your own feelings, and that's good if you are the Page of Wands. But this might also be the reverse situation, that a Gemini is coming, bearing gifts and saying that they're sorry, but it doesn't feel right for the person getting this. They are wondering like, well, why did all these things happening in the past? Why did you betray me, or why did this illusion was going on. Why did you lie? Or whatever happened here, it's information that's hurtful, but in the dark. Okay, so, but it's very positive either way. Okay, the outcome might not be like happy. It can be, but it's very strong, this energy. So it won't like take just I'm sorry. It needs to have, it's too intelligent to just swallow this hook without really getting the full the information of the everything that happened or why, or so is what I'm feeling here. But this is messages and this is gifts, so together they usually come with very good news. Okay, and this is your future, and here we have the Hermit. The Hermit is number 9. The Moon is number 18. 1 plus 8 is 9. So those two cards are very connected. This is you going with your attention span into the realms of the Moon, finding out what your emotions is all about, trying to get to the bottom of this, swimming maybe downwards to the roots of it all. Why am I feeling like this? Is it really love? Or is the pain really mine? Is it someone else transferring their pain to me because they don't want to feel the pain of the situation, and I'm this antenna taking in everything? Is it my ancestors' pain? Is it a past life pain? You just give yourself attention. It's when you do this, you can just feel the most uncomfortable feeling in your body and stay with it, and also feel if it's where it's located. Does it have like a certain momentum, a certain feeling to it? Warm, cold, stabbing, pulsating, whatever it is. And also see if it has maybe a texture, maybe a shape or form. Maybe it has even a taste or a sound, and you will get a lot of information. It will be like painting a painting like this. And when you have done this, when you have got a picture of it, you can start to ask it questions like, why are you here? What is the truth I don't want to see? And you will get like riddling answers usually, but they are usually very sincere, and they can even be angry with you if you haven't been listening to them for a very long time, which I'm seeing here. So they can be like, well, why should I answer? You never bothered to listen to me before, so what's the use? So then you need to show yourself being sincere. I want to know. I'm brave enough now. I understand that this is just emotions. I'm learning this language of love here. So I'm interested. I really want to learn. I really want to do better. Understand myself better, because this is what you will find here. Might be different archetypes of you that you haven't really been listening to, like this oil lamp. Its whole life purpose was to show you the oil level, and you didn't listen. So talk about being denied or not being seen, or not being like love for the one that you are. So there might be a lot of regrets here from different parts of you, not feeling that you have given them enough attention. When you finally do, they might be a little bit grumpy, but don't mind that. They will come around, as this Page of Wands might as well. So next card here is Three of Discs. So this is when you give your beautiful little archetypes attention, your heart maybe, or your inner child. That might be the Page of Wands. You give it attention and the love that it wanted, and you listen to it. And when it says, well, it's dangerous here, and you say, well, I will listen to you. I will protect you from danger. Tell me what's on your mind. So it's like you're taking really good care of yourself, solving problems, old problems. And it's number 3 here, 3 of Swords, 3 of Discs. 3 is about, it's connected to the Empress energy, more random, creative sources of energy. It's very, it's beautiful. It's like the Moon energy, very secretive, and yet so very intelligent with all the answers. So I think you will find the answers. You will be able to heal yourself and your surrounding. This might be like a problem inside a family or a relationship that's about to be solved, because all parties are doing their necessary share to fix this. So it's not just one trying to fix a problem or trying to, what I'm seeing is a boat in storm, while one person is trying to fix all the sails and everything, and the other one is kind of not caring. So here everyone cares, everyone is pulling their weight. So this is a rather good situation. And the other thing I saw was maybe how you felt here, but maybe you felt like this because you couldn't communicate yourself. If you communicate what you feel here, like with this, people will probably be able to help you. But if they don't know what's going around in your head or in your heart, they can't help you. But if you're open with this, sharing your inside with people that you trust, then they will be able to help you. You can't say that no one was there for me. If you kind of, it requires that they read your mind. They probably can, but it's better if you just spell it out for people. They usually don't trust their subconscious anyway. Okay, so the last card for you here is it's 10 of discs. 10 of discs is a rather beautiful situation, but here it's like a poor flying horse that's a little bit weighed down by some sheep or goats. I can't really determine the what it is, but it's some old breed of sheep maybe that has big horns. It might be a Capricorn. 10 of discs is usually, it's a place of value. It's a place, it's much like the 3 of discs. It's your platform, family, home, marriage, a safe relationship, parents taking care of their children. It's a lot like that. But here it seems like maybe you are afraid of a situation like this. And maybe you're afraid to open your heart to someone. Maybe you think that they will use this against you in some way, override you, or tell you that you are a stupid person for feeling like this. So it's still some suspicion towards this union that I see here in the cards. So you're still afraid, you still have the old fears, but I think you are brave enough to start facing them, because it's some kind of wound when it comes to family and like valuable situation. Maybe you have felt like, I need to be free. But actually you don't need to be free. You just don't trust to give your heart to someone. This is your heart. It's centered here because you think that they will in some way use and abuse you. And if you are with people like this, I'm sure this Page of Wands will be able to take you out of there. So this is very communicative force. It will make a revolution if someone tries to override them like this. So I don't think you have to be afraid of that. You will instinctively react with saying things that will stop this, like people from using you. It's like you think that you need to have walls to protect yourself because you are too nice, and you won't be able to say, I don't want you to behave in that way. You are too nice to put boundaries. But with the good news is you can open your heart, and the Page of Wands will save you from any kind of situation where you will feel like people are using or abusing you. That's for sure. So don't be afraid of that. Just don't gag yourself when you want to say things. That's true. Okay, so here for you, Gemini, we have kind of the Fool and the White Doves rising, and it's 3 of those, like the 3 of Swords that we saw. So I think you will get a lot of information from the past, and it will be like a healing session for you. And you're standing here naked in all your vulnerability, and this is a beautiful situation, what's happening to you. You can just tag along with this. It's not dangerous. What you are finding inside of you will be beautiful. So to get this connection and finally understand yourself and finally get what you're coming from and why you are being in the way that you were and everything, it will be a real relief to actually be able to understand yourself like this. So big healing for Gemini. So I will also take a card from the Druidcraft Tarot by the artist Will Worthington to see where you're at. And we have a beautiful Queen of Cups. So it might be that you that you love someone. This is the Queen of Hearts. So maybe you love someone, or you're thinking about someone special, or maybe you can meet up with this Knight of Cups, and there can be some shared union here with heart opening. This looks like a very beautiful moment in time where you really have the chance to turn to people that you know actually cares for you, and try them out a little bit, see if they are really there for you. Open your heart, risk it. It seems to be worth it. Here's a very stable situation with this Queen of Cups here. Okay, my dear Gemini, I hope this helped, and I'm really grateful for you joining me on this journey. So if you want a personal reading with me, you can contact me at my email in the description box below the video. And also I wish you to come back for my beginning of the month reading for October. So see you then. Okay, bye bye.